What's up, everybody? I haven't been on here in a minute. I don't know. I think I showed y'all this hat. It's my Californication hat. So I had a trainee on here. He did request to get off the truck, and we'll get to that in a minute. I can't go into too much detail. I think they might be looking for me. I'm in a breakdown situation right now, so I'm waiting for breakdown to come out to me, and I'm wondering if this is Love's coming to me. I think it is. I will be back. I will show you. I got 3 airbags that aren't popping with the red handle engaged. I'll holler at you in a few. Alright, y'all, this is Love's, Ontario, Oregon. Across the street is Love's, and right across from the Love's are these little roach coaches, and on the corner there's another little place called Fat Guy's Hamburger. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's over there. Anyway, and then they got another place over there that's a Mexican place, and that red cart here is also Mexican, but they're sometimes not open. The Thai place is always open, so this is the glass noodle Thai. Peace. Alright, people, so I'm at Love's. Like, they came out, I was at a Miracle here in Oregon. They came out to fuel the truck. I had it loaded, and when I went to, they had to slide the tandems. When I went to slide the tandems back, I noticed that 3 of my airbags did not inflate with the brakes engaged, so they were pushed in, which means the air should be supplied to the airlines. That helps your air brakes as well as your airbags. Okay, I noticed that 3 of them were crumpled. They were like flat, and then one was partially open. Well, by the time he got it, that one had flattened, the one that was on his side. And Love's came out, and literally I was 7 minutes from the Love's. I mean, it's right up the street. I almost drove it here, but when you deal with airbags, your problem is if you're driving and the airbags pop and it's unleveled, it can flip the truck. So I waited for them to come out and look at it. That's just the safest move. I'll show y'all pictures here in a minute, and then we'll get back to the trainee saga. I'm gonna call the trainee the Mr. R. Okay, I want to give his name. I was gonna show y'all a picture of him driving. I will not do that here on my channel. One, I wouldn't publicly disgrace somebody like that. 2, I've had to let my company know some things that I observed with his driving and his personality and things that he did that were somewhat concerning, at least for me. If he goes to another trainer truck, I just want that person to be aware. You know, do I know if something bad or good is going to happen? I don't know. I know my instincts put me on alert at the end based on some of his reaction. So I because I have to, part of my job as a trainer is to observe everything. And if, you know, God forbid you put them on somebody else's truck and something happens, you know, that I wanted to be alerted of. And they may have been aware because I'm the 3rd trainer. So we'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, the airbags, let's get back to that, and I'll get back to the training situation. So the airbags on there were down, so I sent in a breakdown. I'm taking this to a Walmart out in Nebraska. And unfortunately, I'm a safety junkie, so I'm not. Some people will haul this and they wouldn't have cared. They would have hauled it and not even cared to even look. When I pre-trip my trailer, one of the things I do, I go around, look at the tires, everything like that. But in addition to, I also check the airbags, because I had that airbag issue happen out in Dallas. I think I showed y'all that, where the airbag had crumpled. It had like, yeah, it was, you know, it was jacked. So I'm going to show you the airbags for this one. I sent pictures to my driver manager via email. Let them know what's going on. You always keep your company abreast of breakdown issues. I like the pictures because it proves that you're not just BSing around. But my driver manager knows I'm a big safety junkie. So, because at the end of the day, the equipment you drive, if it's really jacked, then they need new trailers. They really need new trailers. New reefers, big time. But if the equipment you drive is jacked, and you know, this affects their money. It's not my money. You know, you can pay me anyway. I got to get breakdown pay. I'm still gonna get mileage pay. So it affects their money. So at the end of the day, though, this is what's going on. So right now they're underneath the trailer trying to fix this, and I guess something is welded, and so it looks like he might be welding, so I don't know what all they got to do. What it was is called a leveler air valve for your airbags. That was bad. Mine didn't have, I guess, a piece of metal that helps it them crank it on and off. He found it, and he was able to turn it. So he had to use vice grips to temporarily lock it, air the bags up, and then get me here, which was seven minutes up the road. He stayed behind me with his hazard zone. I had my hazard zone, and we got here. So didn't take long at all. Right now I'm in the truck. I got the windows partially up. It's a little warm, not too bad. But he wanted to try all the electrics off, so all that is off right now. So let's talk, people. Let's talk. Trainee issues. Mr. R. Okay. So how everything came about, I actually went through their mentor training program. I did this with these guys back in 2010. Okay, so I'll let y'all know that. It's not my first rodeo. I did train about 5 drivers last time I was with them. Not a lot, but I left before, I continued training. I like training to a degree if it's a good program. I'm not the trainer who just drive. I'll do all the backs. I'll lie on your paperwork. I'm not going to have you do, I teach you pretty much the ins and out of how to do the truck. Okay. We do our pre-trip. We do the Qualcomm. I get you prepared for your written test. I have you back. I'm not the person that's going to tell you exactly how to back. Actually, I don't. Basically, if you went to trucking school and you got the concepts of parallel, blind side, offset, straight back, 45, 90, then you should be able to figure out how to back. Now, I will help you if you get stuck, but I don't say, okay, come here, stop, go that way, stop. I don't do that. What I do is say, there's the hole, put it in there. When you get stuck, that's when I step in. Okay. The reason is because out here, it's really, they give you all those backs, but at least for me, I don't go, oh, I need to do a 45 to get in there. Oh, I need to do an alley dock to get in there. Oh, I need to do a 90 to get in there. I don't do that. I basically look and I assess, and all the skills of moving that trailer into that hole culminate together. And it might be a combination of a blind side, sight side, offset back. It might be a 45 that turns into a 90. I don't look at it from that perspective. I can't even tell you from that perspective. I just put it in the hole. I'm just telling you. And I don't think of it that way. I know there's people who still use those technical terms, and it's fine. All of that culmination of those backing practices you did to pass to get your CDL are for you to use those in conjunction with learning how the trailer moves, how the head of the tractor moves, and how to put this damn thing in a hole. Simple as that to me. Okay. My trainee, when he got onto the truck, so we're going to talk about expectations as a trainee. First off, I'm big on how companies treat you. Y'all know that already. For the newbies, this is going to be probably a lot for newbies. But newbies, if you're going to come into this industry, y'all need to get reality check. We run on a 7-hour clock, plus a 14-hour clock, plus an 11-hour clock, plus an 8-hour clock. Okay? So we have all these clocks going in conjunction at the same time. The 11-hour clock is how long we can drive. We can drive up to 11 hours in a day. We can drive up into a 14-hour day. Okay? We can work up to 14. We can drive up to 11. And within that 14, we can drive up to 11. If the 14 ends prior to the 11, we have to stop. Okay? So let's say you're sitting at a shipper for 7 hours. That leaves you only 7 hours of drive time left. That's how it works. Okay? Now, this young man had informed me after he got on the truck a little bit that he had driven before. He had a license in 2011. He drove for 2 companies. He also had 2 preventables. Okay. Now, I don't know if he lost his license or he let his license go. I didn't ask any questions. I was busy really observing how he drove. Okay. Could he drive a truck forward? Absolutely. Most people, especially now with the automatic, the average Joe can get in this truck and drive the truck forward. The biggest part of driving a vehicle this large is watching your right, excuse me, your left and your right, and the right especially, and looking at everything around you, paying attention to the other vehicles, paying attention to, oh, I like them Klein's pickles. All right, people. So I'm back at the shop. I got to Love's. They did a temporary fix. It's the leveler valve for the airbags. He told me it was probably gonna break again. Don't deflate the airbags, but I haven't even deflated the airbags. I just traveled not even an hour from, was it Ontario, Oregon to where am I at right now? Boise, Idaho to TA. TA has a better shop, but Love's is mainly a tire shop. They do some minor repairs. TA does more major stuff. So they got me here to the TA, and they're gonna try to work on it, I guess. I may have to still get down to our terminal, but the air started to deflate again on the right hand bags. So I'll see what TA can do to hopefully fix this, and I may still have to go to the terminal. I don't know. Anyway, load is not due to the 2nd, but I got a lot of delays, so it's eating my clock right now. Anyway, back to the student issue. So Mr. R. So when he got on the truck, he told me he couldn't see good at night. I'm gonna try to get a snapshot. He told me he didn't like driving nights because he got tired, but he even got tired during the day. He also, which is a really big one, told me that he wanted to drive 4 hours on, because what happens is after you do a team phase, you basically swap and that person drives their hours. But what he wanted to do was to drive for 4 hours, then have me drive for 4 hours, and he could take a 4-hour nap. Crazy as hell. So I was like, no, that's not how this works. In addition, what I did is I sat in the front. I gave him the first load we had out the box. I told my driver manager I'm gonna sit and watch him do the load. About 2-3 day load, right? And he drove days and evenings. So he's absolutely right. His sight at night was really bad because he would get up like this to try to see it, and he would get real tired. The other thing he did is he didn't read signs. So we'd be driving, and I'm like, what does that sign say? And he's like, I don't know. We're on the Grapevine, and you live in California, and you ain't reading the traffic signs. And wait, he used to drive as a driver for 2 other companies. He had a couple preventables, he said. One, I guess he was going over some railroad track or something, and he said that he couldn't see over the railroad track because I guess there was not a short distance to the street to see if traffic was coming right or left. So he inched over the railroad track to realize that a train was coming, and then backed up over somebody's car. Then the other accident he told me about had to do with a family member or a friend who committed suicide, and he was upset. He told him he shouldn't drive. They still urged him to do the load, and he just moved over to the right and hit somebody on the right. Now, God bless him. I don't wish anything bad when anybody passes away. It's hard when you're out here and you lose loved ones. I lost a very good friend while I was on the road, but I ain't hitting nobody either. You got to be very cognizant of what's going on around you. Craziness. Then, I started working on him with the signs. I said, look, if you're going to be in this truck, you got to read the signs. The thing is, it's not only in this truck, in general. I said, if you're going to pass the test from safety, you could be driving down the road on your test that you test out of to get your own truck. And they're going to say, what did that sign say? And if you say, I don't know what the sign said, that don't look very good. Especially when we're in a mountain and it says a 6% grade. Also in California, when it tells you the speed limit is reduced for trucks to 45. You ain't see any of that. Started moving over to the right, not even looking at the right mirror to see if any car was coming. Just started moving. I said, dude, are you looking? There's a car coming. And you drove before. Then told me that he wanted to drive from 5 in the morning and start at 5 in the morning so he could see the sunrise. Hell. Weird. Just weird. Overall, I think he's a nice person. I just think either when you come into this, you got to have the right perceptions of truck driving. This is not like Lyft where you can just say, okay, I'm going to drive today from this to this. It's different. You are given a load. That load is try to be there as timely as you can. First of all, be safe, then be timely. That's always my philosophy. Safe, then timely. Example, this load. This load is due on the 2nd. I got loaded this morning when I went to slide the tandems. The airbags weren't working right. It may not be timely, but it's going to be safe. So we're going to stop and we're going to get this crap fixed. If I got to stop every 15 miles, check it. That's what we're going to do. And everything happened for a reason, because the weird part was my reefer gave an alert. I wasn't sure I was going to stop here. And then when it gave the alert, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stop there. And then on top of that, I just found out my light over here when I went to go pull in here is out. So everything is happening for a reason. So whatever reason, God needs me to be here. This baby, Lord help this child. He wasn't checking the right, so I understood why he wasn't. He was a speed demon too, on the foot and taking curves on the freeway. And I was like, bro, you need to slow down. If this load shifts, as a matter of fact, the last load I was on, it had shifted. And actually, it's this trailer. So I'm wondering if the airbags were going up and down before too, because we noticed it pull right, and then all of a sudden it level out. I pre-tripped it the next morning. It was fine. So I was like, okay, this is weird. We got to... Oh, he liked to drive, and he talked in cartoon voices. That's the only way I can describe it. Like a little kid or whatever, in different characters. And I don't know, some of them, I think he was having a conversation with himself. Sometimes I think he was talking to them, hey, Bob, So I figured dude was entertaining himself. He said, well, I like to make people laugh. Who's laughing? I'm in the bunk. I kept the curtain partially open so if he needed help, and also I could watch. So my sleep was intermittent because there were issues that I saw that were questionable. Especially when he moved to the right. That bothered me to no degree. He also I'm in the shop, so I don't know if they want the truck and idle the truck or not, but it's hot. He also besides his cast of characters he was talking to, as I told him, I said, I see you do like cartoon character voices. I like to make people laugh. Look, brother, ain't nobody else up in the front of this truck but you. He be laughing at it too. Like I guess he's put on a skit. I mean, it was like a whole bunch of different characters. He was talking voices. And I was like, okay, but hey, and I told him, I said, well, brother, whatever keeps you awake and driving, if that is what entertains you to keep you awake, do you, playboy. All the time I send emails to my jar manager and a student service coordinator who will be his boss until he gets out of the training phase. I told him not to touch the GPS with my Garmin. I said, you can do whatever you want with the company's GPS. It sucks. But this is what you're going to have until you buy your own Garmin. If you tell him not to do something, he will still do it. So it's like he pushed the envelope. So our last day on the truck together was a part about the Garmin. But also, he decided, because he got sick. He said he was sick, got sick. Hell, I don't know if he was sick, wasn't sick. I know that his allergies supposedly started acting up. Then it almost, he had a cold because he's blowing his nose and snotting. He turned around and when he got onto the truck, for the next load, he drove it in. We swapped. And then he took some meds. He didn't have any meds, but I had meds. So he asked me, I have. I said, yeah, help yourself. So he took some cold medicine stuff because it was snotty everywhere. I had to disinfect the steering wheel. I didn't know if he said, I told him, I said, bro, you sound like you got a cold opposed to some allergies, but I don't know what's going on. So he's back there the next day, right before we took the swap. So I stopped twice. I stopped at I stopped at a fuel stop. No, not a fuel stop. I stopped at a truck stop. Just going to get a drink, go to the bathroom. And he came out, laid on the window like, Like, he dying, right? I don't know if he is or not. Act like he died. I'm like, okay. Then he turned around and first he's laying on the window, act like he was dying. He said he didn't feel good. And I said, okay. I said, well, you need to go back to the bunk and sleep. And then once we get to where we're supposed to swap, we'll see how you're doing. I stopped one more time about 100 miles before we were supposed to swap. So we're going to swap at the fuel location we're supposed to fuel the truck at, which was TA in Fort Brigadier, or whatever it's called, Wyoming, which is about 100 miles north of West Salt Lake, which is where our terminal is. So we stopped 100 miles outside of the TA, and he still said he went to the bathroom, but he said he felt sick and he was, he was tired. I'm like, okay. So I said, dude, go back to the bunk, rest, and I had already made the decision that I wasn't gonna let him drive sick. While we were there, we got a note from one of our terminals out in Illinois that they needed us to possibly do a swap, a repower for another person, and we couldn't do it because he's sick, so I would have been still solo. And I told him, I said, I'd be happy to help you, but right now, I'm solo. I said, because my student is sick. So the load I'm on right now, I'm going to have to drive in by myself after my hours come back. I ain't going to have no hours here in a few minutes. I drove right to that TA. I may have about an hour and some change left. By the time I fueled, I'm down to under an hour. And I have to go to sleeper berth. So he comes out, and I tell him, I said, look, I can't let you drive sick. So I'm going to drive the rest of the load in after my sleeper berth hours come back. Go ahead and lay down. I said, I'm going to the bathroom. I only got something to eat. I come back out. When I come back out, this dude, I get up, I come on this side of the curtain, on the side where I'm sitting. I'll close the curtain, I get dressed on this side. That was our agreement, that if somebody was in the bunk and the truck stopped, because the front curtains were closed. So I would pull a curtain, get dressed on this side. Now, if nobody's in the bunk, then I get dressed on the other side. Whichever side nobody was at, you just move over to the side, get dressed. This dude. He turned around and he gonna tell me he gets up 30 minutes later. I ain't even had 30 minutes of sleep. Alright, so I feel better. I'm going to drive 2 hours tonight, then I'll take a break, and then I'll drive some more. Because what happens is, if he don't drive, he don't get paid. That's the way it works here. You get paid minimum wage while you're in training. So if you don't drive, you don't get no money for that day. So I'm like, well, and I got up on the edge of the bed. I said, well, we need to have a little come to Jesus meeting about a couple things. I said, first of all, can you drive a truck going straight? Absolutely. You've got some polishing to do. I said, your backing's off. My backing was off when I first came into it. I said, can you generally back? Yeah, if it was an easy back, you put it in a hole. If it was a hard back, you ain't gonna be able to do it. So I turned around and he got in there, and I said, look, when you first got on the truck, the first thing I did was sit with you on a whole load to assess a lot of things. But even above that, you told me yourself you don't drive, you can't see good at night, and you get real tired. So I want to get home. I want you to get home when you need to get home, and I want the motoring public to get home. And what I observed is you are 100% correct. You, sir, should not drive nights until you get your, I'm presuming it's your prescription adjusted or whatever's going on. Nights are not your friend. Secondly, you're sleepy already in the day all the time. You're always tired in the day. There's no way in hell I can let you go behind the wheel at night when your body is more apt to go to sleep. And you be done kill me, you, and everybody else. The other thing, he loved cruise control, and I told him not to do cruise control at night. Well, if you're already a push the envelope person, and you already gonna do what I tell you not to do, you're gonna use cruise control at night. And I'll be in a ditch sleep, I'll be turned over somewhere on the edge of a street or mountain because you don't want to listen and you want to do it your way. So at this point, I told him, no, sir, you will not be driving the evening shift. And matter of fact, I said, I have worked with you as far as what your request was to drive days. That's why I do the loads the way I do. Now, I can't tell you I'm going to get you here at 5 o'clock in the morning so you can see the sunset and drive down the road. You'll drive a morning shift up until it gets later in the day. Once it gets 6 or 7 or it gets dark, then I'm going to swap into the seat. I will drive the night shift. Generally, I do like driving nights in most states. But that's not my... I drive anything. I drive days, evenings. I drive anything. It's no big deal. The only reason I like nights is because there's less traffic, less drama. You get to where you want to go. And when you stop for the day, you got truck stops that are... you can park at open. In a team environment, it don't really matter because the truck is virtually constantly moving, okay? So, oh boy, I guess that upset him. And then I told him, I said, also, when you got on the truck, I told you not to touch the garment. The other night, I got in here and I said, and you still did the garment. I said, I didn't really say anything because you didn't break anything. But while I was driving, I now have to adjust a whole bunch of crap because somebody changed it, and only somebody is you. I said, and I'm sitting up here trying to adjust and drive down the road so I can see certain information I look at when I drive. Do not touch that garment anymore. You use the one the company gave you. That's what you use. If you want to buy your own garment, it ain't hard to learn, but do not touch this one again. Okay? At this point, I said, look, I'm trying to be transparent. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to be transparent. My goal, again, when you got on the truck, I told you my goal was to help you pass the written test and pass your road test that you have to do for safety to get your truck. You've already gotten a CDL through the company. All you re-got your CDL because you had it before. I said, all you need to do is polish some stuff. I said, I'm even working right now with my driver manager to get you to Phoenix so that you can do the backing class. So that you can be prepared because you only got like a week, maybe 2 weeks left on this truck because he already came to the truck with hours. So I guess that upset him. I went to the bathroom in TA. Come out the bathroom. He's waiting for me in the store area. So where you have to go to the store. How do I quit XYZ company that we work for? I said, you're going to have to talk to the driver service coordinator and the guy's name. He's like, oh, okay. I said, that's how you're going to have to quit the company. I can't help you with none of that. I said, again, my goal is to help you pass tests. If this is not for you, I understand. Trucking is not for everybody, or this company may not be for everybody. And I said, but, you have to talk to the person you're supposed to talk to on Tuesday because it was a holiday on Monday. And this was Sunday. So I go on over to the fast food area. I get something to eat. He don't have no money because he went through his money already, like, quick. He don't went through, like, money I ain't never seen before. That's the other thing. This dude, I ain't never seen nobody drink so much drink. He had 3 or 4 things of liquid going. He had a thermos full of soda. He had a coffee cup full of coffee. He had a Monster energy drink. And then he also had candy bars. And he ate constantly. Thin dude. I would put picture, but I'm not. Because, again, I'm not going to disrespect him like that. At this point, I'm like, and I even said to him, I said, look, bro. I said, I'm fat as hell. I already know that. I said, but I have a father who's a diabetic. And I said, I don't know if you have sugar issues. Because he was tired during the day. I said, but the amount of sugar you consume could be why you're tired if you have sugar issues. If you have diabetes issues. I said, when you get home, you may want to talk to a doctor and have them check that. I said, because you're consuming a lot of sugar. It's almost like an addiction. I said, but honey, you're tired all the time. I said, that could be part of your issue, dude. I said, bro, I don't know you. I said, but I'm just letting you know, you may want to check that out. He was half black. He said black, Native American, and white mix. So already you're predisposed just from being African American and Native American for sugar, for diabetes. We tend to get it based on our cultural diet faster than other people. And also the new generation of humans, the little kids, they get it a lot faster. So dude turned around. Dude turned around and like I said, I don't know. The whole thing was just bizarre. He comes in. I'm sorry, y'all. It got dark in here. He comes in. We got to open the hood, and that made my light go. Let me see if I can drop the chair more. Yeah, see me a little better. That's better. Dude comes in. I'm on the phone with Joe, talking to Joe, telling Joe about everything. And Joe says, ask his brother what he wants to do. You know, and so I said, you know, you got a good point. So I got off the phone with Joe, kids in the front seat. And I said, look, brother, I said, man, you know, is this what you really want to do? Because the whole time he's asking about being local, asking me about OTR. He don't want to be, asking me about dedicated, being home on the weekends. He don't want to do this. I said, is this really what you want to do? I said, you've been asking me about local. I can't help you with that. I'm not a local driver. I'm an over-the-road driver. I said, you've been asking me about a whole bunch of stuff. I said, this sounds like this may not be what you really want to do. I said, you may want to do something else in trucking. And there's tons of stuff you can do in transportation. Now you have to yeah. This boy, he tells me he had logged off the system. He already told me to remove him from the truck. He starts crying and he's slamming. But
attention,
I'm like,
new important message has arrived.
He starts slamming on his legs and crying and talking about that his life is screwed up, and it got really weird. I won't even go into the rest of the conversation because it got really, really bizarre. And I told him, I said, you know, I just stayed calm, my ministry hat on, and I said, look, you know, he mentioned some other stuff that basically I told him he needed to go talk to somebody. I said, look, you know, I used to do ministry. I said, I know you don't have a lot of money right now. I said, when you get back home, let them reach out to some community services that help with counseling. I said, you may need to talk to them about whatever's going on and find out what that is and get to your happy place. Because right now, it don't sound like you're at your happy place. I said, that's the only suggestion I have for you. I don't think you're a bad person. I said, you know, and, you know, I was trying to help you. I didn't request you off the truck. You requested yourself off the truck. I definitely was going to try to help you. I said, but, you know, maybe I'm not the right person for you. And that's fine. I'm not offended. You know, I said, I've gone to companies and gone through 3 trainers and then had to go to another company to get a half-ass decent trainer. Trucking trainers, some of them suck. Some of them just don't fit who you are. I mean, some of them are good. You know, Trainer Bill, I just looked up on him. Some people wouldn't be able to deal with his personality. He was very OCD, but I liked him. He knew his stuff. And see, I'm a logical cat. I wouldn't deal with the person who knows his stuff. It didn't bother me he was OCD. He was a neat freak. That didn't bother me. I wanted somebody who's going to teach me, and he taught me. 21 years in, he knows how to back, he knows how to handle stuff. He had his method of teaching. I respected that. This baby here. So anyway, he thought, because he had told me in an earlier conversation that his aunt lived in Oregon, and I had a load that was going to go to Oregon right after the Idaho load that we were on. So he thought that he could just ride as a passenger on the truck and have me drop him off in Oregon at the Oregon terminal. Oh no, playboy. No. We go into this terminal here in Utah. Secondly, because of the whole crying and pounding your legs and that kind of flippy stuff, you're getting off here today. I'm not even going back to sleep because I don't know if you get depressed and something else will go on, and then you know it'll be some Columbine moment up in this truck, and I'll be sleeping. I won't even know I'm not even here anymore, and until I hopefully see Jesus. I'm not trying to see Jesus until it's really my true time to see Jesus. So we're gonna get you to the terminal and let you and your cast of characters and whatever else is going on have a come to Jesus moment, and woosah. Woosah. And you and your cartoon characters and whatever the hell else is going on up in there, y'all can find some peace at the terminal in Utah. So I got on the Qualcomm and started sending messages, and we made that happen, Captain. And we got him to that terminal, and then the next morning I was on the phone with the driver coordinator, and I also sent emails, but I've been sending emails all along, but I didn't know how much to tell them. And then I told him to cast characters and some other statements that were made, and so I had to write all that up. I really wish the best for him. I'm still praying for him. I think on a level, he's a very sweet kid. I just think, unfortunately, the baby got issues. Sweet kid, the baby got issues. So, he's also, I don't know how he's delusional because he did trucking before about working 10 hours, but also I think he was somebody, when he came up talking about quitting, I think he was, oh no, don't quit. No, master manipulator too. So there were 3 trainers, and I think the first one, I don't know, I think that one may have seen some of what I saw. I'm wondering if that's why he dumped, because he just dumped him off in Oregon, like, get the hell out of my truck. The second one, he was only with him a day, and I think the only reason he stayed with him a day is because he knew that little, this Spanish dude, he's cool as hell. He knew the old boy was not about no BS. You're gonna drive this truck, that's what you're gonna do, and I'm not about a bunch of bull crap, okay? And I think he knew old boy wasn't gonna deal with it, so he wanted somebody else. And then that's the other thing. He's like, well, you know, I don't know why they just can't give me a truck. Bro, you don't even look at your right mirror. You just start moving over. Wasn't even stopping. Just do a California roll and go. Just crazy as hell. Signs, right? He came up on an off-ramp that was 25 miles an hour, like 55, 60 miles an hour. I said, bro, you need to slow this dang truck down. Did you set this up? No. He didn't even know what speed the ramp was. So anyway, y'all, that's the story of Mr. R, the first trainee. And I don't know how they're going to handle it, but I did talk to him and tell him, you know, look, if y'all get this guy another trainer, please feel free to let that trainer know, to be aware that in that way, if there's any issues, that that trainer is aware of that, and hopefully, you know, ain't no problems. Anyway, y'all, this might be 2 videos. I'm going to see if I can do one. It's going to be kind of lengthy. But 2 and 2, y'all be blessed. Sorry I haven't been in touch. I got some more stuff we're going to be talking about. 411, our next topic is going to be on safety. The Trucker411. We now have a website, TheTrucker411.com. Pretty sure it's .com. Trucker411.com. We'll be putting that link below. We have Facebook page, Trucker411. I will have the link below. All the hosts are on there. DCIJams is still having problems. Sorry about y'all. On the YouTube stuff, I'm going to have to work with him on my home time to try to get him logged in. Because right now it's just too hard trying to do this out here over the road and try to explain it. I probably have to use 2 phones to kind of walk him through it, so that he can actually upload his videos onto the YouTube site. He does upload them on our Facebook page, but he doesn't know how to do it yet for the YouTube, and we'll be working on that. But our conversation for the first week of June is going to be safety. So we do the 1st and 3rd week of June. Technically, kind of, next week is semi the 1st week of June, but I don't know if we're going to do next week or the week after that, the 1st and 3rd week, the first true week of June. So, because June doesn't start until like in the middle of, it starts Friday. So we may do the next week of June, the first true week of June. So everybody can get their videos up and have some time. But that's what our topics are going to be on, safety. And we're going to have some different perspectives. We got Mr. Shy and his wife. So I'm hoping he's going to do something regarding safety for them as a couple. We got me and my homie DeeBoy Stance, and I are both female. So we're going to talk about it from that perspective. And I may include some general stuff. We got DCIJams, who's just coming in the truck, and he just got through passing. Congratulations in getting his CDL. So he's right now looking at which company he's going to go to for his externship, so forth. So we got him coming in. So we got a lot of good content that's going to happen. But yeah, guys, stay tuned. I think you guys are going to be blessed. And if you guys have topics, put them below. I know that Jackie hit me up, said she's got a bunch of questions. And Jackie, go ahead and send those through. Put them down. You put them on the comments of this video or one other video, and we'll answer them. Or either go to the 411 channel, the Trucker411, and put them on any of our videos there, and we'll definitely get back to you. Or you can put them on Facebook. So we'll definitely, if you guys got a topic, our Facebook page, go in there and comment if you want. If you guys see something you want to post, you can post. We just have to approve your post. So we don't care if you post on there. I think it's Allie O'Donnell, or Odell, something like that. I've linked to her. I'm going to see if I love her videos, guys. She does riding videos. She's kind of quirky and funny. I enjoy it. She actually joined the Trucker411. Shout out to you, and you'll know who you are. She reminds me of Allie Knight a little bit, but go check her channel out. Yeah, I enjoy her. Anyway, y'all, 2 and 2, this video is going to be a little over 30 minutes. I'm going to show you I stopped at Love's and got lunch too, because I had to wait on all of this. 2 and 2, be blessed.